From the headquarters of TeleSUR English in Havana, Cuba, this is From the South. I'm your anchor, Gladys Quesada. And now we begin with the news. Thursday is the third day of United Nations high-level general debate of the 77th session of its General Assembly. This was the first entirely in-person General Assembly meeting since the start of the pandemic. Heads of state, heads of government, and top diplomats addressed global conflicts, the economic fallout after COVID-19 pandemic, climate change, and the social inequities that minorities still face worldwide. As part of the third day of meetings at the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly, the President of Botswana, Mobwedizi Eric Kambed-Moses, announced the construction of a new vaccine manufacture plant in his country as part of its commitment to build back better.
Mr. President, I am pleased to inform you that as part of overcoming the challenges of global vaccine inequity and in line with our commitment to build back better, and in a transformative manner, the government of Botswana has approved the manufacturing of the patent-free Corbavax COVID-19 vaccine, and the construction of a vaccine manufacturing plant has already commenced. Additionally, the facility will produce cancer treatment and next-generation cell-based immunotherapy.
Meanwhile, the President of the Republic of Niger spoke about the negative consequences of climate change to his country and the region, which affects farming and water resources.
In the Sahel, the geographic area to which my country belongs, climate change negatively affects farming and pastoral activities as well as affecting water resources, and is also the cause for extreme droughts, torrential rainfall sometimes, as well as an increase in temperatures above the global average.
In his statement before the General Assembly, the President of Gambia, Adama Barrow, stressed that the reality human beings face nowadays calls for new persistence, new approaches, as well as new partnerships to overcome it.
The situation calls for new perceptions, new approaches, and new partnerships, renewed commitments, and increased resource levels not equal to the scale of both current and emerging challenges.
As part of the third day of meetings at the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly, His Excellency Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, addressed the need to focus on issues such as food insecurity, climate change, armed conflicts, disparities between developed and developing countries.
Zimbabwe has made significant strides towards ending poverty and hunger. This has seen the implementation of various policies and programs to support and empower communal and small-scale farmers. At the household level, the provision of agricultural inputs, equipment, and technical support to farmers, especially the vulnerable, has contributed to household and national food and nutrition security.
His Excellency Umaro Sissoco Embalo, President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, has stated that the conflict in Ukraine is being felt in areas such as agriculture and food production.
However, the international context does not favor the full implementation of our development plan, particularly in respect to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. In Africa, we're also feeling the consequences of the war in Ukraine, whose impact is unfortunately broad, particularly in the energy and agricultural sectors.
The President of Liberia stressed the effects of the rupture of the supply chains in areas of food distribution and goods as a result of the conflict in Ukraine. He also addressed the challenges facing the world today.
In so doing, We must give special consideration to the needs of developing countries, particularly the least developed countries, in line with the Doha Program of Action for Least Developed Countries for the decade 2022-2031. Working together with the United Nations family, Liberia hereby commits to protect our planet, to promote peace, prevent conflicts, to ensure sustainable financing, and to boost partnership.
We'll take a short break now. Join us again after this. Welcome back to From the South. The president of Ecuador, Guillermo Lasso, informed this Wednesday the discovery of the lifeless body of the lawyer Maria Belén Bernal, who disappeared in the police academy 11 days ago while protests continue after the events. According to information platforms, authorities reported the discovery of the skeletal remains in the Cerro Casitagua sector, not far from the police academy. Several organizations have mobilized since the disappearance of the lawyer and denounced the involvement of police authorities in the incident. In this sense, the Confederation of Indigenous Nationalities of Ecuador, CONAIE, demanded truth and justice for deaths and for the thousands of cases of disappearance, gender violence, and forced disappearance. Now we move on to other topics. The Colombian city of Medellin will ban the sale of gas-powered vehicles starting 2035 to help fight climate change, according to Mayor Daniel Quintero. The mayor also explained that the purpose is not only to reduce greenhouse gases, but also to inspire other people to join in this goal. A climate adaptation technical committee will be created to discourage the use of gas-powered vehicles, Quintero said, noting that 9% of natural deaths in the Medellin metropolitan area are linked to diseases caused by air pollution. In response to the announcement, some trade associations, such as the National Federation of Merchants, called for specific studies, strategies, and actions within the framework of the decision, along with a work plan to mitigate its impact on commerce. We have now more information from Mexico as the 6.9 magnitude earthquake registered earlier on Thursday morning left 2 victims in the capital of the republic. The movement, reported at 1:16 a.m. local time, 84 kilometers from Calcomán, caused landslides mainly in Michoacán in the west of the country. Civil protection activated all the surveillance and attention protocols in the 113 municipalities, and soldiers of the Mexican Army, together with agents of the Civil Guard, have been deployed on a protective operation. Authorities have confirmed that there is no risk of a tsunami. In the first hours, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador himself made a report in communication with the head of government of Mexico City, Claudia Sheinbaum. In the United States, a former Minneapolis police officer who pled guilty to a state charge of aiding and abetting in the killing of George Floyd was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Thomas Lane appeared via video link at his sentencing hearing in Hennepin County in the district court from a federal prison in Colorado, where he is already serving a sentence of 2.5 years after a jury found him guilty in February for federal charges of violating Floyd's civil rights. Lane was one of the 4 officers involved in the deadly arrest of Floyd on May 25, 2020, outside a Minneapolis grocery store. Lane's colleague, Derek Chauvin, was captured by bystanders cell phone video of kneeling on neck on George Floyd for more than 9 minutes. Chauvin was sentenced to 22.5 years for second-degree murder, among other charges. And now we invite you to other items. This September 24th, TeleSUR invites you to see a brand new documentary titled Alex Saab, A Kidnapped Diplomat. The audiovisual features testimonies from lawyers, experts, and family members of Alex Saab, including his wife, Camilo Fabri. All of them will reveal details never known before about the first kidnapping of a diplomat in the history of the world. It also compiles the actions taken by the U.S. government towards countries and individuals to ambush Saab in Cape Verde. Authorities in the island country imprisoned the Venezuelan high government official without an arrest warrant against him. Don't miss the documentary, Alex Saab, A Kidnapped Diplomat, only on TeleSUR. And we have come to the end of this news brief. But remember, you can find this and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. And also, if you feel so inclined, please join us on social media for all the latest news. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram. And also, you can also follow us on our TikTok account at TeleSUR English, in which you will be able to see news in different formats, news updates, and more. For TeleSUR English, I'm your anchor, Gladys Quesada. Thank you for watching.